What's been your assessment of your guys after 2 weeks?
Too inconsistent would probably be the best word. We had some flashes of some really good things, but our consistency is not there. We have too many busts here or there, or we just need to finish a little bit better. And that's that's normal, but I think we can play a lot better.
I mean, you guys are, I'm not going to say you're as veteran maybe as you were last year, but you got veterans out there.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed at all the inconsistency, or is that to be expected?
It comes with, even though they're veterans, it's been a long time since you played a game.
Yeah.
Every week you're seeing something different, and so it's not, I'm real happy on a lot of things. I think we got some pretty high expectations for ourselves.
Who's graded out the highest for you so far?
It's kind of rotated, and they've all been pretty close. Joshua Gray had a pretty good game this week, real physical, explosive, and did some good things. But they've all been, like I said, good, but we can be better.
How do you feel like Jake has adjusted to playing center?
I think he's been good. I think that's a hard position to play. We ask him to do a lot of things, to see the whole field, to make a lot of calls, direct the blocking schemes, and I think he's done a great job with that. It's still a little bit of a work of progress to get comfortable at that position.
Yeah.
He's played guard, and I don't know if his comfort level's there yet, but he's getting better.
Yeah.
How about your pass protection in particular? How are you feeling like your unit is doing there?
I think we've improved a lot in that in the last year. I think that was an emphasis for us going into it. We gave up one. We had a mistargeted one last week and turned a guy loose, and that bit us in the butt pretty good. But other than that, I think they've guys are working on their fundamentals, working on their strikes, sets, all that stuff. I think it's helping us.
What was your assessment of the blocking on that game-winning touchdown? Because obviously, Jack's the one who's scoring it, but it takes everybody to block away for
it was well blocked. I mean, it was really well blocked. We put Tyler Morano was in there at tight end, and he had a heck of a block, and it was lined up pretty good. And we had it takes 11 guys, but we had 11 guys doing a pretty good job on that play.
From the offense as a whole, what have you learned through these first 2 weeks?
I've learned we could be really good or we can't. If we go do our stuff, we're really good. If we go make mistakes or don't execute, then, that's bad offense is one guy not executing every play,
It looked like you were in on the conversation there at the end of the game, and when the decision was made.
We were all in on that conversation.
Yeah, what was that conversation like? If you could talk about that.
I mean, I'd rather kind of keep that and not talk about it too much. I think everybody was talking about what would we run, what are the possibilities, and we had a large menu of things, and I think that ultimately that was Coach Smith's decision, and I think he made a pretty damn good one.
How important was it to show the versatility of this offense to be able to run the ball a lot better this week than you guys did in the first week?
I think it is every week, and I think versatility is a good thing in the offense, what you said. I mean, we want to be able to run it, we want to be able to throw it, we want to be able to attack the whole field. I think that, from a line coach's perspective, that starts by making them have to honor our run game. If we can do that, that opens up a lot of other things.
I think Bloomfield got in a little bit. Has anybody else got any meaningful, other backups got any meaningful?
Not a lot. Henley played, and he had a great week of practice last week, and so we had a plan to rotate him in, and like to get more guys, and kind of waiting for guys to step up and practice and show it and get them on the field.
Is there anyone that's ready to do that?
I think there's some guys that are ready. We're just close. We've been fighting. We got one guy fighting sickness today, fighting through it. We got another. So it's we got some guys that are close.
Yeah. How excited is everyone to go play a game up in Portland at Providence Park, especially after you got a chance to see it during camp?
It was a real neat environment, cool environment. I think that's a neat deal. We just, I'm a little bit old school. To me, the field's the field, and that's kind of what I focus in on. I think Montana State's a damn good opponent. I mean, these kids play hard. They got good athletes. It's going to be a football game. It's going to be a good football game.
What challenges is Montana State going to throw at you?
I think the number one thing is just how hard these kids play, how physical they are, especially up front, and their linebackers. They got some secondary guys that have been transfers in that can go and cover and do some things. I'm a little biased. I spent 7 years there coaching, and it's kind of a little bit of me is proud to see how these kids play and how tough they play and how physical. And obviously, they went to the national championship last year, and you can see why.
Speaking of your experience there at Montana State, what did you learn about maybe the culture of that program that has allowed it to build itself up to competing for a national title at the FCS level?
Yeah, they've come a long way. I mean, we went there. I can't remember if they didn't win a game or won one game before I got there, and it was a building process at that time, just to get we were okay. I think they've done a great job there over the years. The community supported it, and it's kind of neat to see.